that it's going to mirror a bell schedule throughout the day. I think that gives students the opportunity to get routine and keep some kind of semblance of a normal school life, even though they'll be at home.
My big speech to my kids involved the fact that virtual does not mean vacation, even though they both start with V. This is counting against you or for you. It is an opportunity for you to learn and to show how disciplined you can be.
I'm not, you guys know me, I'm not the most bubbly and positive, but the silver lining here about this new schedule is it actually gives us a chance to get a lot more done than what we were getting done before if we do it right. So I'm actually looking forward to having, and to you guys having, more contact points for students.
And now, for the first time all year, they will be in class 4 days a week and only have 1 day a week for their work in the modules. So we just need to remember to use our Google Meet time wisely and make sure that it is working to our students getting things done in their module, because they won't have as much time outside of class to get things done.
It's going to be critical that they work during that 30-minute guided practice time or supported teacher support time, so that they are able to get stuff done in that time.
I like the fact that we are given time for whole group, then we're given time really for small group, that supports student work time, where students can work individually, one-on-one with students. We can use our instructional assistants there.
And we have a foot up now. We are experienced. We know how to use Canvas. We are fluent in all kinds of different pieces of technology, and we can reach out to kids and we can be persistent. And just know that your teams are going to do that for you. We're coming up with a plan of attack right now. We are laying out kind of the steps and the process of how we are going to connect with these students and make sure that they understand our expectations.
One of the best comments I had after last year's little transition to online was from one of my students who really talked about, once I got everything organized, how easy everything was to follow, and that's going to stick with me.
People being in my class on time, kind of following the expectations that I've set in my classroom, and then I want to see them giving effort, being positive, trying to approach each day like a challenge that they're willing to overcome. So if I'm expecting those things out of students, then I have to expect those things out of myself as well.
Being flexible, first of all, and having grace both with ourselves, with the kids, and also with the content. This is obviously an unprecedented time. Nothing's going to be perfectly the way that we want it. We're going to have to make concessions of ourselves, of the students, and of our content. One of the habits is going to be time management. I think it's important that we prioritize specific tasks in our lives, grading, planning, communication with students in time blocks.
Let's do the best we can. Let's give it our all. Let's make sure we show up on time, that we show up with great lessons, and don't accept less from ourselves. If students aren't showing up, I think we have to use our teams for that and get those kids to school. They deserve that. They should be expected to show up, and I don't think we should accept that they don't show up.
I think we have phenomenal teachers, a phenomenal staff, and a phenomenal student body. So when you have those things in place, it's only a matter of time until people figure out what they're doing and how to be effective at what they're doing. But I think it'd be a bit unrealistic to expect everything to be perfectly smooth at the beginning.
I think forward is a good place to go. Are we moving forward? Even if that means occasionally taking a couple steps back. In the big scheme of things, are we moving forward?
Kids don't want to suck. They don't want to be bad at what they're doing. They don't want to be bad students. Sometimes life gets in the way. Sometimes life gets in the way for us. I think we all need to have a little grace, but not, and I say this all the time to beginning teachers, not loving kids to failure, loving kids to limits.
On the other side of that, one thing that I'm not going to accept from myself if I'm teaching them is that negativity, fixed mindset, and that mentality that, well, you missed your deadline, so the door shut, because that's not the way life works, and that's definitely not the way we're going to motivate kids who are no longer in front of us.
They're going to have connection internet issues. Today when I tried Google Meet with a lot of my students, they had internet connection issues. At schools, sometimes we have internet connection issues. So I think we need to be accepting of when those things happen.
One of my favorite quotes is, "Inconvenience is an adventure wrongly considered." And I think that although this time feels like it's sort of an inconvenience for us, how can we consider it in a different way that makes it a time for growth, a time for positivity, a time to make ourselves better, make our students better, make education better than it's ever been before.
What I'm hoping to gain for the year is better. That's simple. I think heading toward better. What can we do to keep moving the line forward? And if in the middle of a global pandemic with everything that's going on, we can manage to improve ourselves and our students, then amazing work.
But with all of the skills and all of the technology that we have learned this year, that we have added that to our toolbox that we will be able to pull out in the future.
And so we just have to remember that we need to put our hearts toward the kids and love the kids and do what's best for the kids. And if we're not doing that, then we need to probably reevaluate and see, what can I do to make them successful during this time.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Parent Meridian, for all your efforts.